Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah.
Oke, tes 1, 2, 3, tes. Oke, suara gue udah masuk. Halo semuanya, selamat malam. Dan ya, kembali lagi bersama gue Setia Pramana di Random Stream, yang dimana hari ini gue bakalan lanjutin lagi progres kita di Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 ya teman-teman ya. Sebelumnya, sorry banget kalau misalkan kemarin gue gak live streaming, dan juga sekarang lagi live streaming yang lambat. Itu karena gue dari kemarin itu agak sedikit sibuk. Jadi ya, kemarin itu memang benar-benar gak bisa live streaming guys. Dan sekarang ya mohon maaf ya kalau live streamingnya ini agak sedikit lambat. Bukan agak sedikit lambat sih, ini udah lambat guys sebenarnya. Cuman ya biar ada aja guys konten live streaming untuk hari ini ya. Jadi rekapan singkat dari live streaming sebelumnya itu kalau nggak salah kita udah berhasil, atau si Henry udah berhasil ya teman-teman ya, nyelamatin si Hans Capon, dan juga berhasil ngebongkar kasus korupsi si siapa namanya, si Vava kalau nggak salah ya, si min masternya si Sigismund. Dan dimana sekarang ini di hari ini ya, itu questnya itu adalah kita harus masuk ke dalam semacam rapat council gitu ya guys ya, yang mana ada si Sigismund juga di sana, yang mana si Henry akan masuk ke sana buat memata-matai sekaligus mencari informasi tentang rencana si Sigismund guys ya. Cuman ya untuk lanjutnya gue gak tahu. Seperti biasa ya, biar nggak terlalu lama untuk openingnya, seperti biasa teman-teman ya, membuat teman-teman semua yang baru gabung atau baru join di channel gue, jangan lupa untuk like dan juga subscribe-nya untuk mendukung channel gue. Dan jangan lupa juga untuk gabung Discord, link ada di deskripsi live streaming ini. Dan bagi kalian yang ingin melakukan donasi itu bisa melalui link yang ada di deskripsi live streaming ini juga ya. Jadi gue usahain guys, biar enggak biar ada aja guys konten sebenarnya. Kemarin walaupun gue agak sedikit sibuk ya agak sibuk, itu gue nyempetin juga guys buat upload video ya ke YouTube ya. Oke, ini gua load game dulu, Line 2. Oke, kemarin nyampe sini ya. Mana nih questnya? Find out how to get to the city council from main master Vavak. Oke, kesini guys. Jadi kita kayak apa namanya, nyuruh si Vavak itu biar kita bisa masuk ke council, ke councilnya ya. Karena di sini sebenarnya si Vavak itu dia tuh udah benar-benar kalah guys. Kalau misalkan dia bilang ke si Sigismund kita ini atau si Henry ini adalah mata-mata, jadi si Vavak itu bakalan diancam juga sama si Henry. Kalau lu berani ngomong, gua bongkar apa namanya rahasia si Vavak. Jadi kayak gitu guys. Jadi serba salah sih dia sebenarnya.
Excuse me. I'm going to see the Mint Master. May I enter?
Any fool could say that. What do you want from him?
I have an appointment with him.
All right, go ahead then. But don't waste too much of his time.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace.
Actually,
I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king.
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund wants from the council. I want to present myself to high society.
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
And could you not choose a different occasion for that?
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right.
Anjir,
We can make a deal. If I get you into the council,
diancam, si Vavak
you'll
diancam
behave
guys.
appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
All right. That seems like a fair deal.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Nah, jadi kita bakal ketemu sama si Sigismund guys.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's
Cool
an
Down.
idler and a boozer.
Cool
but
Down
he's
aja
proved his
namanya.
worth as a waiter.
Namanya Cool
Which
Down aja.
reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council.
Okay.
Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find this boy?
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
Anjir. Sebenarnya ini serba salah guys. Kalau si Fafak ngomong ke si Sigismund kalau si Henry ini mata-mata, si Henry mati. Kalau dia apa namanya ngianatin si Henry pun juga bisa ngianatin dia guys. Jadi ya serba salah guys. Cuman yang kena double cross di sini sih si Fafak ya.
God bless you. You have a kind master, eh, doggy? It happens. Just watch where you go next time.
Careful.
Ini gue lewat mana ini guys? Sumpah ini di Gutenberg ini jalannya tembus-tembus kayak gini anjir.
Ave
Let
Maria.
it be known that a new one-off tax is to be levied in the city. I know that times are hard and none of us has much to spare.
Excuse me?
But look around. Crime of all kinds is surging in the city with
Lah.
dubious characters.
Oh ke situ.
Sellers of worthless
Silk thread.
Greetings. What do you need?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
Cool
am.
down anjir
And
namanya.
who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse.
Pain in the
Them
arse.
councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against him.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could be that someone from the council is mixed up in it. So I have to be incognito. See?
Incognito.
I see.
Oke, berhasil guys.
All right then. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council
Okay.
and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset.
No need to get upset.
Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. I didn't get round to picking it up, so go and see Schneider in the market.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you. I promise.
You better not.
You better not. Oke.
Farewell, my friend.
Yaudah. Oke. Tiba-tiba gamenya kayak gitu. Schneider di mana nih? Armor Smith. Si Schneider di mana dia nih?
I'm sorry. What will it be, sir?
I
Oh,
hear
did
one
ya?
Franta Cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
Aye, the finest. I spent the best part of 2 weeks working on them, and damn near left my fingers on them as buttons. But it was worth it. With clothes like that, he wouldn't be ashamed to stand before the king himself.
As it happens, you hit the nail on the head. Franta asked me to pick up those clothes for him.
Really?
He gave me a certificate. See? It's got his name on it.
I was hoping he'd try them on one last time before final adjustments. But, very well then.
Royal Waiter. Oke, dapat set pakaian
I'll
waiter
have a
ya.
look at the wares.
Ada baju bagus kan di sini? Kita beli baju obral ya di pinggir jalan guys. Cuman nggak yang bagus-bagus ya. Nggak ada yang bagus anjir. Jelek-jelek semua.
Nothing to your liking, sir.
Oke, kita udah pakai pakaian rapi ya.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming. What's wrong with him?
He's sick. He's drunk. He's hurt anjir. He's praying in the church. He's in the bath anjir. Pilihannya banyak banget.
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Oke.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel.
Okay.
You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokai or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor
Kalau
Adam
monastery
Asari,
itu yang warna merah
you
ya.
must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end.
Okay.
We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarjit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing,
Oke.
Remember who wants what?
that too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And
Okay.
in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm a waiter after all.
Ready
Not
guys.
some
Si Henry
street
selalu
gossip,
ready
am I?
ya.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Gutenberg City Council morning. Oke. Si Henry emang benar-benar mata-mata handal guys.
There are the pictures of wine. Hopefully I won't
And on
splash
top of
anyone's
that,
shoes.
the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
A full cup of monastery wine.
getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Henning
Monastery wine itu yang merah ya.
used that thing, that Hackenbücher, hand cannon. Can you believe
Come
it?
now, waiter. I want
Where
it
did they
red.
get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them.
Kayak gimana cara gua?
What
I
are
apologize,
you
sir.
implying, Friedrich?
Which wine?
All I'm
Red.
saying is that they
Am I
had them,
speaking in
Herr
Latin?
God. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better
sir.
weapons
Oh,
than
yeah.
the city
Okay.
garrison. And Herr König
Thank
surely
you.
knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army
I'd like some
bearing
monastery
down,
wine.
and you
Refill
want
my
to
cup,
defend
boy.
yourselves with a few rusty
I
helpers.
apologize, sir.
And who is it you want
Which
to
one?
fight? Exactly.
Monastery Red.
The merciful King
Monastery
Sigismund
Red, okay.
providing us with protection, isn't he?
Good, sir.
Der König and his army.
Anjir, si Henry jadi waiter guys.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the
What's
kingdom,
up?
and
Pour
we're
me red
supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right.
Oh, red wine ya.
But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the
Sorry?
king's enemies, nicht wahr?
Red wine yang
We
ini
are
guys.
more than familiar
Well,
with the
thank
yeomanly
the Lord.
state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution.
Okay,
of
ini
the
gua
current
masih
situation.
lihat-lihat ya, ada yang
I
minta
shall
wine
wait
gak nih?
and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
Come here, friend, and bring that
So
red with
the
you.
cleanliness of the city is not
Anjir, minta minum
what it
lagi
should
dia.
be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome.
Thanks.
But a woman named Betty has showed up on Hopbrink and wants to repair the baths that used to be there.
She's a protege of Maresh. Her efforts
More
are
wine,
commendable,
Master
but
Bailiff?
I don't
I
think
have
she will
enough
succeed.
wine. Come
It takes a
closer.
firm hand, not soft, feminine fingers.
Yang mana yang
Moment
ini dia?
ago, you were complaining there weren't enough.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling
And what is it?
a silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
I can't. I'm supposed to serve the lords.
You're supposed to do what you're told. But suit yourself. I'll go and get it myself after the assembly.
Enak aja nyuruh-nyuruh gua anjir.
The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to
Enak
punish
aja
the
nyuruh-nyuruh gua
wickedness
anjir.
that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important.
Boy,
We don't have
I'd like some white.
Arguing
White.
about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at
I
all.
apologize, sir.
If you'd finally admit
Which
that
one?
it's a trifle,
Okay,
we wouldn't have to keep
that's
coming
the
back
white.
to it.
The white,
A
okay.
trifle. Do you ever
Sir?
walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty
waiter,
honors us
pour
with
me
his
some
visit.
monastery wine.
And as we know,
Monastery wine, okay, ini ya.
hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well,
Sir?
I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit!
Well,
you know full well. Everybody knows. He wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right.
Hey,
Let's
boy,
not burden the
full cup
anointed
of monastery
monarch
wine.
with such...
Me? Compose
I apologize,
myself.
sir. Which wine?
Me? Monastery red.
Okay, Monastery
I beg
Red.
your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please
Sir?
continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there.
Anjir,
weren't
banyak
you?
yang suka.
Oh, that.
Your lives.
Just a small misunderstanding.
Tunggu bentar.
We
Wait a
sorted it
second.
out and everything's set.
Your live, so I'm testing out my PC being fixed, testing out my new headphones. This was the last test and it works. Is it good? Is it good?
My ears must be deceiving me.
By the
Are
way,
you
welcome
defending
Zaminix,
Rutard?
welcome to my live stream.
Besides,
Welcome.
if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason
I
to
fancy
punish
some
him.
Tokai.
What happened there?
I apologize, sir.
Leave nothing out.
Which wine?
I don't
White
like Ruthard, true.
White.
In this case,
Okay.
it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't
Sir?
think Ruthard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough
Well,
not to
thank
draw
the Lord.
attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
PC is all
Nothing
good
happened.
now,
There's
audio
no
and
point
everything.
dwelling on it.
Well,
Let's move on.
glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Oke, nggak ada yang mau wine lagi.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal.
Boy,
if we
I'd like
tolerate
some white.
this,
White,
the rabble
okay.
in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us.
Sir?
That German Menhard is just hanging around the market looking for
Hang
trouble.
around me.
Don't be
Vanish,
rude,
you hear me?
Store sucker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself.
Anjir si
To
Fafak.
accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof.
Word!
We're not some old fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will
Refill,
just
sir?
leave it be?
You think I come to the
Proven
castle just to
offences
guzzle
are
wine?
punished by
Come
the
here!
bailiff. And that's that.
Mana itu?
There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than...
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
I really shouldn't, sir.
A fine servant you are.
A fine sub.
The town
Oke.
council is
Gua nggak mau pergi dari sini.
constantly at the Emperor Charles.
Gua nggak mau
and
pergi
no
dari
one
sini.
is
I
left
don't want to
unscathed.
go away from here.
You, a
This is the
council,
only chance
let
for me
people
to
throw
hear
dirt on our
Sigismund
work.
plan.
If I threw out
Cuman ini
everyone
doang
who
guys, satu-satunya
complains
gua
over
bisa
a
dengerin
beer,
rencananya
I'd
Sigismund ya.
soon be out of customers.
So glad everything is working.
never get
I
anywhere
can
like
finally
this.
get back to
Why waste
doing
our
what I've
time?
lost, making videos and streaming. Well, I'm really glad to hear
Another
that.
drop of white. Don't make me beg.
I apologize, sir. Which wine?
Are you colorblind? White.
White. Ini kenapa kayak gini? Lah. Nggak macet gitu.
Good, sir.
By the way, how's your day?
Thanks.
I'm a bit busy since yesterday.
The building of the church is dragging
So,
on, and in the
I'm
meantime,
doing
they are
pretty
calling
good.
diocesan pilgrimages to settlers. Right under our
Hey,
noses.
waiter!
It's just a
Pour me
village
some
with a
Tokai.
monastery.
Tokai,
And they are going to
okay.
Mokarol mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Because those so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick,
And if they do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else to put it right. It's a waste of time. I tell you, a waste of time.
Adam, don't interrupt the proceedings with your drunken ranting.
Hey, boy.
Even if
full
you are.
cup of monastery wine.
And as for you,
Monastery wine, okay.
haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's
Waiter,
something other than the
I
welfare
wanted
of the
monastery
city
wine.
behind your complaints.
Sorry.
Oh, you do you? And what would that be?
Good. Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your daughter there?
So what
Well,
if I would?
other than
your
being
horses, gentlemen.
other than
That
being
space
busy,
in the
that's
side
good,
nave
but
is mine.
I have to
The
get
hell
off
freezes
now.
over, my
Headphones are
friend.
fresh
Your
out of the
place is
box,
at least
so
2 steps
they
behind
get
mine.
charged.
A
By the way,
swordsmith
thank you so
dares
much
to
for stopping
insult
by.
me?
Lad,
Ha!
a cup of red.
I think
and
not.
don't you skimp on me.
Excuse me.
Okay,
You
red,
wanted to
red,
buy
okay, red.
yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you
Sorry.
bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I
Thank you,
acquired
Waiter.
my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they
I might be here
they would
later.
be
If
defeated
not,
by the bunch
definitely
of
next stream.
ne'er-do-wells
By the
from
way, thank you so much for
outbreak.
stopping by,
What
and see you later.
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Si Sigismund datang, guys. Sigismund datang. Sigismund, guys. Anjir, disuruh ngisi wine, guys. Anjir, si Henry gugup, guys. Si Henry gugup dan takut ketemu sama si Sigismund.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this man of falls!
Anjir, langsung marah, guys. Sampai di council langsung marah-marah, anjir, si Sigismund.
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. See more cheerful priests at funerals.
Rubbish.
I'd rather be
Okay.
at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea.
I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests. Eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that.
Lord of
I'd like to
Rabosh.
steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Anjir, kenapa gamenya kayak gini? Oke, aman. Gua nggak tahu kenapa kayak gitu ya gamenya tiba-tiba guys.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Kuttenberg.
Okay.
And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining a few groschen. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable.
Okay.
The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone.
Martin,
A
okay.
blacksmith by the name of Martin.
Martin.
My daughter knew him most.
Bapak tirinya si
And
Henry
that is
ya.
why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Good health.
L'chaim.
Anjir, minum. Minum tapi ekspresinya datar gitu anjir. Kayak gimana ya? Awkward gitu guys kelihatnya. Awkward itu anjir ngelihatnya minum tapi ekspresinya datar.
And who would entrust him with?
I'm glad you finally accepted.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, hein, a poet.
A poet,
My word.
okay.
Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
Okay.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
Enlighten me.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé. This Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children,
Okay.
and even women fighting. But the clergy? Sainte Mère, do tell me about it. No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle. Many great men fell there.
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing for me. So I settled down in the presbytery in Ujits.
Then, What are you doing here at a meeting of opponents of the crown?
The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
Okay.
You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
How come we haven't heard of you? Where have you been?
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito.
Oh,
My great
incognito.
benefit is my strong connection with the French court.
Okay.
There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Okay.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat.
Okay.
Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with
Anjir, marah-marah. Marah-marah anjir. Marah-marah anjir.
We'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Marah-marah anjir, hampir berantem guys. Hampir berantem anjir.
That went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I
Okay.
expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobs proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
Okay.
When Sigismund sees that, he'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop.
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves. But he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Okay.
Saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst.
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt,
Okay.
Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of Kunstadt. Okay.
Botchek of Kunstad. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Haman Adler. Okay.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a...
A male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade.
Okay.
And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
Okay.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome. Because it would mean slow, but certain defeat for all of us.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Success to our plans.
Anjir. Minumnya seperti biasa ya. Ekspresinya datar gitu anjir.
I'll tell you, nobody has to...
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Pah, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without a by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I come as an envoy.
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him.
Yeah.
Lost everything and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're exaggerating as always.
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're the one who turned my home into a house of ill repute. Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old grouch.
Dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
Anjir di challenge. Let's settle this peacefully.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies. Take back your challenge, and we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option. You insulted Father's honor.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for violence. I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second, as he desires, and then...
Out of the question. This uncouth lout needs a lesson, and he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God's grace, I have at least one son I can be proud of.
You want satisfaction? You'll get nothing but shame. As always. Suit yourself, then. We'll fight. Come to the outer courtyard, but quietly. They don't have to put on a show for the crowd.
After you.
Well, that's that. Now, where were we?
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher will sort it out, you'll see.
Anjir, kita ngelawan si Christopher,
Room for
guys.
us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
What's wrong with your leg?
You're fast.
Jangan macam jangan macam-macam sama Father Godwin ya.
Not bad for a priest.
That was with your whole arm, not just your
What
wrist.
the?
Cover your
Who told
right
you that?
side. You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through.
Fast.
Ayo.
You don't know which end of that thing is up. Firm.
Who told you that?
Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse.
Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Jangan macam-macam sama Godwin ya.
Look in my eyes, not at my sword.
That will do. My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
And still no luck. He always been like that,
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days?
3 days.
He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder?
I've got to get him on our side and to cooperate with us.
Aren't we all on the same side?
Maybe everyone's saying that. But it's time to put it into action.
After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me.
Okay.
And tell me what it's all about.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime.
Anjir.
Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Sound like a brother. Tempat cuci muka ada nggak? Oh, nggak ada ya. Aduh, itu ini orangnya mana nih? Ini kah? Noble? Bukan. Mana nih? Jangan bilang dia di jangan bilang dia di bawah nih. Jangan bilang dia di bawah, guys.
And that's exactly why we mustn't push too hard.
Sir Wojciech, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security.
Okay.
I don't want to end up like Rutar.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
What about me? Lord Capon
How
aja.
about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
Yitka wouldn't want to marry Roma. You're right. He's not a good job. He's young but not experienced. Okay.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over Rattay and seems quite happy with that state of affairs. On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on despite his temper.
Okay.
Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
So you support the plan?
So,
Okay.
will you support our plan?
You're selling the skin of a boar that's still grunting. First, I want a confirmation that the wedding will take place as soon as possible.
And what if Lord Capon refuses?
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide.
Okay.
If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
Anjir, si Hans Capon mau nikah, guys. Si Hans Capon mau nikah ya. Hanush mana Hanush? Kita kasih tahu si Capon dulu nih.
I've got some good news and some bad news for you.
The bad news is there's hardly any females in this whole damned place. There's some old bat standing there with two young girls, but she watches over them like a mother hen. So at least tell me the good news.
You're going to get married.
Good one.
Ketawa dia anjir.
Is she at least pretty?
I don't know. I've never seen her.
You're really a barrel of laughs, Godwin. Wait till Hanush hears this. Now, enough nonsense. Let's have a drink to your health and my freedom.
To your health.
Anjir, kenapa minumnya harus dengan ekspresi datar ya? Kenapa harus ekspresinya datar gitu anjir? Oke, kita kasih tahu si Sir Hanush ya. Sir Hanush mana Hanush? Lah, si Hanush gak ada. Si Hanush kemana anjir? Wah, mungkin di bawah kali ya. Oh, itu dia, si Hanush.
Don't look at that.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
I've gained us a powerful ally.
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts.
On the contrary, it's Bocek, the elder of Kunstadt and Podjebrad.
Kunstadt? By Christ, he's the last one I'd have expected to step up. How the hell did you do it?
It's a win-win situation. Okay?
Well, I explained to him how such an alliance could be mutually beneficial.
Mutually? What do you mean?
He's got a pretty serious personal interest in this... bond.
Bond, okay.
Stop beating around the bush and spit out what you promised him.
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing if you agree.
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstad. Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe
Anjir
it.
si Hanus.
So, young Hans
Si Hanus
is to
senang
marry
deh guys.
Kunstadt's daughter? Niece. If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you
Anjir.
could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Cheers!
Cheers to you, and to your parleying skills.
Anjir si Hanus senang deh guys. Dapat sekutu yang powerful ya. Bukan dia anjir, yang mana nih? Di bawah kali ya. Kayaknya sih di bawah ya. Oh, kesini lagi.
We mustn't put.
Sabuchek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Cable.
Unhappy
Here's
Lord
to a
Cable.
good bargain.
Get support, oke. Nah sekarang gue ngomong ke siapa nih? Coba gue cek jurnal dulu kali ya. Anna of Wallstein. Ini si Anna ini di mana dia ya? Oh ini dia.
God be with you, noble lady.
Anjir gayanya.
There's something I'd like to ask.
Mabuk aja si
God be with you.
Si
What would that be?
Your
si Godwin.
diplomatic support and your money.
Anjir si Godwin
No
mabuk.
beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Si Godwin mabuk anjir.
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
How do you know Liechtenstein?
Anjir si Godwin
I know
mabuk
most
guys.
of the people here very well. Many of them certainly have doubts about the Margrave's plans. But they wouldn't dream of stating them aloud. While it seems that Lord Liechtenstein, on the contrary, sees his opportunity.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Okay. Then you've come to the right place.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty.
Si Godwin
And why
mabuk
ask
anjir
me
lucu
for
banget
help?
animasinya mabuk.
Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
Aduh, ini gua pilih yang mana nih?
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade.
Anjir si
And if you to
Godwin
take
mabuk.
part in our plan,
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Okay.
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
And these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
Okay.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest easier when those papers are in my hands.
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on Alder?
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappeared without a trace, it would arouse suspicion.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorim's groom has eyes everywhere.
Anjir. Aduh si Garwin mabok berat, guys. Si Garwin mabok berat anjir. Si Garwin mabok berat, guys. Harus sneaky.
What brings you here? My goodness.
I just need to get something from the shed. You know what? Take this here. And you saw nothing. All right?
And what's there to see?
Not a sausage.
Not a sausage anjir. Saddlebag ini. Bukan. Mana sih? Oh. Cuman gitu doang. Anjir, oke.
Like my ward, who I can't leave unattended.
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
Anjir, minum lagi, guys. Minum lagi. Okay, let's
How
go.
could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
Minum lagi. Aduh, kasihan si Godwin anjir. Kena alkohol dari tadi.
I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstadt will support our cause.
Both of them. Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Ya, gitu dong.
And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians.
Okay.
Our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Aja, si Lord Capon nikah, guys. Kaget anjir si Lord Capon, kaget anjir.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
Meanwhile at Gutenberg City Hall. Oke. Maju mundur gitu anjir. Apa namanya? Alurnya.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits.
Okay.
We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that the rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same.
Okay.
Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere. Point them to the Jewish quarter and give them free rein. To do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see? All you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult.
Okay.
And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is a farce. The whole city knows it.
Lord of Sergeants, your insolence just cost you your place on the council, and a month in the dungeon.
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them.
Okay.
During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed.
Okay.
You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you are harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year.
Okay.
We have
Yang
concerns,
merah ya.
friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides.
Oke, si Sigismund
Would we have a
udah
proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no
Okay.
closer to our goal now than a few months ago.
tuh kekurangan resource guys.
It is a good year.
Kekurangan resource dia
If our
si
father were
Sigismund.
still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish.
God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why?
Magnanimous.
You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabosh. Alderin won't give you any more trouble.
Rabosh,
He
okay.
and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
For king
No.
red wine.
We shall have white. We have had enough of it.
White it is. Quickly! If Rabosh falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
Bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Anjir, diajak minum sama King Sigismund guys si Henry. Late evening in Rabosh Fortress, oke. Rabosh kayaknya bakal diserang nih guys.
full armor. And
how'd you like our wine, Chevalier?
the art of winemaking has a long tradition in La Belle France. Recipes are passed on from father to son, and each generation brings them to perfection. I myself was practically raised on wine. How many I have tasted. Even the French royal court took note of my refined taste. The king himself had wine delivered for his table according to my advice.
I expect his lordship had the best barrels rolled out. Now, if you'd only known he had a real connoisseur here.
Best barrels! Mon ami, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary, where it would suffice for cleaning wounds and easing pain. For that, the taste is of little consequence.
Baron Vaku.
Anjir, aduh, mabuk berat.
You in need of something, my well-oiled friend?
I'd like to drink a toast with you to our joint success. As they say, all's well that ends well. So, to brighter tomorrows.
Touching.
Come now. What's become of your poetic soul?
I
never had one.
Truly? Not even a little?
I'm too old for that.
Not a bit. I'm just a cynical old pragmatist.
In that case, in quite simple and pragmatic terms, the wine has run out.
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread after all that gabbing.
Well, get something wet for us then.
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it as far as the keg.
To hell with that keg slop. Your father surely has something better stored away. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pictures brought from somewhere for himself and his closest friends, and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and find one of those pictures for us, eh? I'm sure you can manage that.
You can bet on it. I've got a nose for booze.
I don't doubt it. Get sniffing quick.
Mabok. Celebrate with the other guest option. Find jug of wine. That was okay. Godwin had no choice but to start searching for a jug of his father's best wine. Okay.
So you see, the best thing we could do is what could start doing with that front. Yeah, well. Don't you understand? Kunstad doesn't care about
The enemy with cavalry.
Gua nggak tahu sih mana yang bener nih.
Get it. Come on. Finished.
Still can't anywhere, even at home. This is about politics.
That may be true.
Aduh, ini wine-nya di mana nih? Jangan bilang wine-nya di bawah, ini Godwin mabuk anjir. Anjir, pada mabok semua. Pada mabok semua anjir.
First army that crossed his path. He would never have made this all the way yet.
Copper plate, oke. Ini gua nyarinya di mana by the way? Oh, nyarinya di semua tempat anjir, bukan di sini doang. Harus putar-putar jauh gua berarti ini. Sorry, salah pencet.
God be with you.
Hunger, poverty, and plague. It's too much for a man to take.
Having a good time? It's a fucking bore. These old farts here have no idea what fun is.
Well, what are you missing? There's wine, food.
Even a few females worth the same. I'd rather have a game of dice.
Don't you dare get into a fight with anyone. You know what a fuck up that would be.
Aye, I forgot. Only the younger Lord of Rabors is allowed to give anyone here a pasting. And his own kin at that.
Anjir, mabok semua guys.
Leave it out. They forced my hand.
Well, they wouldn't have to force me. That young nitwit was asking for it anyway.
Well, let's have a game then. But for what?
For coin.
10 grand.
Quite rightly. Honor your vow of poverty and...
Oke, kita main dadu sama si Dry Devil ya. Dua, tiga, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Sama guys, 750 sama tuh. Skor kita seri guys. Anjir, dia masih bisa milih dong. Ayo bust please. Anjir, masih bisa. Aduh. Waduh, jelek banget nih dadunya. Aduh, jelek banget guys, jelek banget.
God be with you.
Anjir, dia 50 skor lagi loh. Si Dry Devil ini 50 skor lagi dia menang guys. Nggak ada angka 5 lagi. Kalau ada angka 5 langsung bisa ngeskor ini guys. Anjir lah. Bisa. Ini bisa guys, bisa. 2, 3, 4. Menang. Easy.
But you know my...
How come you're still here, sir? Weren't you supposed to travel with Sir Hanush? Raise an army, prepare a wedding feast and all that?
All hail Jobst. He sorted out things here nicely. He got my money for a start, and that's more than I wanted to give him. But you know how it goes. Give them a finger. I explained to the Margrave that I'm not going anywhere, and I sent my captain with him. He's still young and full of piss and vinegar. I'm too old and fond of my comfort.
Did you at least discuss with Hanush where the wedding will take place?
Nothing to discuss. It'll be at our castle Potsdam, of course. It's the pride of our family. We can fit in 3 times more people than here, and that still wouldn't be much.
But there are 2 castles in Rattay. I'd bet my right arm old Hanush will want to have the wedding there.
What? In Rattay? Well, I ought to look into that then.
Deal with him yourself, though. I won't be your gent's messenger anymore.
Anjir, mabok.
I'm really surprised you challenged me.
Jesus Christ be praised. God be with you.
Ini nyari wine-nya di mana nih?
We're not talking about a horse, but a cock.
Oke, udah nggak bisa lagi gue kesana ya.
Good to see you, friend.
Anjir kentut. Anjir sih. Wah, itu sih gue nyari wine-nya di mana?
We do? Who do you mean?
Not you.
Have you ever thought
Ini wine-nya di mana by the way?
But I'd rather run my own race.
Ini wine-nya di mana by the way?
Well, we can all agree that the name Bushava signifies higher value.
Yes. Anyway, looking at him closely.
Ini gue udah nyari kemana-mana tapi gak nemu-nemu guys wine-nya. Take the red.
The red will be good, I hope.
Oh, yang itu.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rudard. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of your fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Wah, anjir. Pasukan.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Oh, anjir si Otto, si Von Berghoff anjir.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Anjir, diserang guys, diserang.
Show you!
Jesus! Can't make it. Nice. Are you waiting for me to die of old age, coward? Hosanna! Kill him!
Show your stuff.
Stand your ground!
Bash him on the head!
Let him have it! Do it! Bleeding like a sack!
Anjir. Anjir, gua kena. Anjir, gua kena. Aduh, gua ada bandage gak?
That's right! Drive those horses out!
Anjir, gua kalah. Anjir, gua meninggal. Bukan. Try again, try again.
Jesus! They're surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
Bash him on the head! Get him! Bash him on the head! Get him! Show your stuff!
One step back! Stand your ground!
Yeah! Don't spare him!
Come on, scum!
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
Sini dulu, sini.
You'll be fucking sorry!
Anjir, si Henry datang tepat waktu, guys. Si Henry datang tepat waktu. Kita ganti pakai si Henry ini sekarang. Pakai armor ya. Harus prepare guys ya. Tunggu bentar guys, gue mau prepare senjata dulu. Sip.
Quick!
Fuck you! You're dead.
Ayo sini.
strike.
Do it! Now you're finished.
Mampus. Mampus.
Done here, Ortons. That was a close shave.
A little too close. Fuck me. Do my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Kunrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
Where did they go? Back to Rattoi?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to counter Sigismund?
More of a promise than a plan.
But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce. We should lay low until Jobst gets back.
I'll gladly play dead for a while.
Play dead.
Be so kind. And don't speak of the dead.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest in peace.
She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother.
But only almost. Good work.
You have a brother? Where is he?
He's upstairs in the hall. He's alive, but he's severely wounded. He tried to defend our father. That old badger's not worth the trouble.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally. The same as Rutard and Bodchek.
Well, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I wouldn't give up on the fucker either.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghow took them.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you. But von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they'd find most of Sigismund's enemies here in one place.
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking luck.
And Sigismund will be moving at a gallop. We have to be really careful now. One wrong move, and he'll hang the lords.
Is there anything we can do?
Definitely not right now. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
Okay.
If I survive the journey... Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. He could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know.
Kings die, nice. Dapat dadu raja, guys.
My Tempest lost his life too. Put enough arrows in him to knock down 3 like him. What about
Set his mane and tail on fire. Maybe he'll survive. Maybe he'll come back. Or maybe the crows are feasting on him already. Maybe spare the apple.
My Tempest lost his life too. Put enough arrows in him to knock
Ini gua meluting dulu, guys. Gua meluting dulu ya.
What about your horse?
I don't know. I saw him bolting out the gate. Someone set his mane and tail on fire. Maybe he survived. Maybe he'll come back. Or maybe the crows are feasting on him already.
One construct captured, the other almost crushed. What have they done that the Lord is punishing them like this?
Seperti biasa, guys. Kita ngelut dulu ya. Night weapon rocker. Oke. Lumayan aja ini looting lumayan aja dapatnya.
One construct captured, the other almost crushed. What have they done that the Lord is punishing them like this?
Nice. Dapat dadu lagi, guys. Dapat dadu lagi ya. Frankfurt Steel.
Sturdy. Well, at least it was over quickly. Though, you almost took pinnacle boots.
Damn. That dry devil is as tough as old boots. If a horse fell on me,
Anjir,
I
banyak
wouldn't get up
banget lootingannya di sini.
Captured, the other almost crushed. What have they done that the Lord is punishing them like this?
God's punishment or not, brought upon themselves. Conscience, just greedy as a pig. Pinnacle.
Leave it alone. Now we're in it.
Ini di loot lumayan banget anjir, sumpah. Barang-barangnya bagus, guys, soalnya. Anjir, gua malah jatuh. Gua malah jatuh, anjir. Gimana cara gua naik? mungkin bisa dari sini ya. Oke, nice. Anjir, gue melonjat tuh. Gue melonjat tuh ke bawah anjir. Anjir, banyak yang meninggal, guys.
What will happen to his lordship now? And to us?
Out about this.
Good to see you both.
Oh, come on. You know, I've walked out of much worse scrapes laughing.
They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berkhoff could have caused a lot more harm.
No one could have seen it coming, not even you.
Von Owlett surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have seen the look on the king's face when he told him.
Well, thank God we all survived.
Well, not all of us. They killed Lady Anna of Volstein and many other nobles. It was slaughter.
And they captured our closest and most influential allies. Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on our side. We're stuck.
We'll figure out a way to help them.
But how? Our plans are ruined.
Get a grip. Whining doesn't help anyone.
You're right. When I drink too much wine, I get overwhelmed with self-pity. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much worse.
Actually, it might. Very soon. At Sigismund's council, an order was given to ransack the Jewish quarter.
God's wounds! We need to get back to the city and warn them.
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. Do you want to end up imprisoned again? You'll be more useful if you stay here and help Shishka. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone else to join. When Jobst finds out about this... This is a nightmare.
You should not come here.
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
Uh-huh. That makes two of us.
Just tell him. You may not get another chance.
I talked to Godwin. He said you know each other?
What did you talk about? Me?
We talked about your stepfather, Martin.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. But I tried many times. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? I recognized the Master's symbol engraved there. Well, the thing is...
Oh, dia anaknya si Martin, anjir.
I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How did...
Yes, his son. That is, his bastard son.
Are you sure? We look the same age, and Martin lived with me and Ma as long as I can remember.
When I was born, he was already long gone. Maybe we are not even a year apart.
And what does that make us then?
Nothing. Proof perhaps that both your god and mine have a sense of humor. You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would be easier. But now that I know I will never see him, it troubles me that I did not get to know him.
I can tell you about him if you want. But now is not the right time. This is not the end. We have to go to Kuttenberg, now. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish quarter.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's a fucking whoreson.
What's a Gezerah?
That is hard to explain.
Nonsense. It is as clear as day. Christians set out to kill our people. Innocent and often defenseless. Ransack their houses and divide the loot. And all that with the king's blessing.
This is what we were afraid of. But we did not expect Sigismund to be in such a hurry. We need to get back into the city and get the people out, quick, before it begins. Will you come with us, Henry? Every man counts.
I'll come. And Liechtenstein already knows about it too.
Very well. We should get going right away.
I'll be back soon.
Hurry up. Please. Did I not tell you we should not come here?
Oke. Kenapa gua nggak lanjutin? Karena seperti biasa ya, karena gua mau end stream, guys. Oke teman-teman semuanya, untuk live streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 ini gua cukupin sampai sini dulu ya. Dan kalau gua nggak terlalu sibuk besok, mungkin bisa gua lanjutin ya besok ya. So, ya, gue ucapin terima kasih banyak buat teman-teman semua yang udah gabung atau join di live streaming gue hari ini. Seperti biasa, jangan lupa untuk like dan juga subscribe-nya untuk mendukung channel gue, dan jangan lupa juga untuk gabung di Discord. Link ada di deskripsi live streaming ini. Ya, dan gue Seta Pramana, gue pamit undur diri dan sampai jumpa lagi di next live stream teman-teman.
Taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
that you never guess. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got heart. I'm ready to change scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that.